Alright guys and girls, so just back again, and I'm going to take this a little bit further in terms of a little bit of detail to our tarmac and things. So what we're going to do is just going to go to unshaded mode for a second, and it's going to seem a little bit odd at first, but you will see why I'm doing it shortly. So we're going to bring up this jaggedness menu, which is opening up on my other screen currently, and we're going to try and add some jaggedness and detail to all of these bits. Okay, if you've got subgroups selected, then it's going to select the rest of the pieces that are in your group, which is quite handy. Or you can do it to single fragments if you want, or just shatter groups. So we're going to keep subgroup. We can change the strength and resolution, etc, etc, and we can even soften those edges that come out. So let's select it, and we're going to click the button that says add jaggedness. Warning! Right, so this is what happens. It wants to remove all the rigid bodies from the group first to do the jaggedness. So you could do it the other way around. You could start the tutorial and do the jagged first and then do your rigid bodies. But this way around, we can first do a load of simulation without the jaggedness, which slows things down considerably because obviously we've got a load more polygons involved. So I like to do it this way, but don't be scared when it says we're going to remove your rigid bodies, because we can put them back. We can rebuild you. Right, so let's just click yes, and it's going to go off and do jaggedness things. Okay, so looks like a foot. So we can go over to it, and we can have a little look at what it's done. So as you can see, it's added some detail, which is quite nice, apart from this bit. Don't like you. It's not very nice at all, is it? Yeah, it's had a bit of a problem there. Let's have a look. Well, we'll keep going because I do believe it's going to fix itself when we do the next step. Okay, so we've got no rigid malarkey on there anymore, and I'm just going to go into the outliner, and I'm going to choose that group again that we had a problem with just now, that we removed the rigid body on just now, should I say, and I'm going to go into the fracture. No, I'm not going to go into the rigid body menu system, and I'm going to select dynamic. And we can see that it's created the dynamic bodies again for us. If I select mesh, then it's going to use each single piece as a rigid body, which is going to be really slow. And auto, not actually sure what auto is doing. It's doing something because I can see the tessellation changing. Yes, I believe it's using a convex hull as auto. Okay, so auto is just a convex hull. Why have the option there? So now if we were to press play, this would all connect back up again, and we will be interacting with the kinematic objects that I animated earlier. So let's go and do the other one. I'm just going to select one. Yes, that's what I want to do. Yes, I want to soften the edges. Yes, I want to apply it to the entire subgroup. So I'm going to add the jaggedness to that also. Okie dokie. This one seems less problematic. It may just be that there's a bit of fighting going on between the two different bits of geometry there. I think that is what it is, to be honest, so I'm not going to worry too much about it at the moment for the purposes of this tutorial. So see, we've still got our road texture there, and I added a little texture to the sides of it as well. So earlier on, when we in the first tutorial, when we created the fracture, we also asked it to create a shader to assign to the sides, and so you can just go into the hyper shade and select that shader, and you can plug in a colour to it, which you might have to scale down. I also then, because you've got some crazy UVs, even if you've done UVs first, they still go mental. You need to select all the sides, which is easy just by right clicking on the shader and select assigned, whatever it is, and then just go into your UV outliner and scale them all down into UV space, or like I did, because I'm just using the camera in X, I just did a planar map in the X direction, which is was alright. And then any movement you want to do after that to your texture, rather than going in and scaling up and down your UVs, I suggest you just go into UV placement and repeat, or move the coverage there. So let's just put that back to 0, and I am going to play blast this, and I'm going to pause the video because it might take some time. So just unpausing the video, and I'm hearing someone out there screaming, "You didn't redo the rigid bodies on the second section." And if you didn't say that, then you should have, because that means that you're watching. So let's just grab that group and assign rigid bodies once more. Dynamic. Okay, and now I really will pause and do the play blast. Thank you very much. And there we go, that actually seemed pretty quick, to be honest, and now it's obviously cached, so we can scrub back and forwards, and it doesn't look too shabby, to be honest. You see there's a nice bit more detail in those edges. Boom. Okay, well, that's about it for now for this tutorial. I just wanted to show you to add a little bit, how to add a little bit more detail into your scene. You may want to do this from the very beginning, but again, as I showed you, it's really easy to go in and change the jaggedness and then go back and create your rigid bodies once again. Thanks guys, cheers, see you soon.